go. Guys, we already found some fish. That's a school of freaking crappies right there, I think. We might actually try to go back and catch some of them. That's freaking cool. As you guys can see, this is gonna be kind of a short video. Make sure to like and subscribe. But you guys asked a lot about like graphs and stuff, and as you can see, I took the leap. I went double duty, dude. Double trouble up here. I got two HDS Live 12s right here. But what I wanted to show you, it's kind of one of those things that, you know, the pros don't want you to know kind of thing. I want to show you how I set up my screens because it's very important. We always talk about efficiency. Yes, Bog, you're a very efficient licker. Thank you. We always talk about efficiency, and one of the biggest ways you can be efficient with the graphs is to have your screens set up so that you're adaptable. You know, I moved up to Alabama. I'm fishing shallow for like 2 hours. I'm fishing deep. I'm fishing mid-depth range. I'm fishing, you know, soft bottom hard. There's so many different like kind of like situational things going on. I want to be able to click one button, be on the screen that like shows me the information that I need, and then figure out what I need to figure out. While this guy's booting up, I'm gonna show you the basic screens that I want on like one unit, because although this is really cool to have a cockpit of 2 units, I'm not always gonna run 2 units because it's just a waste of battery and it's a waste of space. I don't need them all the time. So the 2 main screens, one of them comes pre-programmed, and it's this guy right here. Okay, so that is your map. Ta-da! That's my C map right there. And then your 200 kilohertz, just standard broadband 2D. This is my most generic screen. This is the screen that I'm on pad on, running around when the boat's driving fast. This is the screen when I'm just doing like a basic kind of look around. Basically, it gives me a pretty wide cone. It also gives me a pretty good look at the map. You know, I can zoom out, get a pretty big chunk of the map, see things. The things that I also have set up on here, that's my depth. I got my temp range kind of, you know, a little bit larger. And then I also have the time, always important, little afternoon fishing going on. And then I have my C map all shaded in. That's your most basic, use it, kind of the most running around screen. The other screen, and we'll just pan out, this one doesn't come pre-programmed. You have to build this one. This is my standard structure scan screen. So if I only had 1 unit on here and I was idling around, like looking at deeper stuff, 8 foot or deeper, this is what I would have set up. Right now we're stopped, so it's not showing very much. But you have your map, this is your down scan, and then this is your side scan. For up here, I have the thing set to about 100 feet out. You can see right there, 100 feet this way, 100 feet that way. The flatter the body of water you're on, the wider you can run that. You need to be in about 6 to 8 feet of water at least to get like good feedback. But if you're freaking, like, dude, those lakes that I fished down in Central Florida, like, they are pretty flat. Yeah, they're deep, but their depth changes are like 3 or 4 foot, maybe 5 foot. Up here, dude, it can go from freaking 10 down to freaking 60 in 2 seconds. That's a little different. What happens is if you shoot too far, like wide out, basically the signal falls off, you'll just get a black return. You won't be able to see anything, so you're kind of wasting that space on the graph. Because the other thing is too, and this is actually what we're leading up to, magnification is so important. Not zooming in so much on the graph, but getting the graph as big all the time as possible, because it really helps you to see objects. That's why I love these 12s. Something people don't know about the 12s. Do you want to know? This, I think, is across the board on all these screens too. The 12 is the only 720p screen. If you go down to an HDS 9, you're going to be on 480p. Remember the old YouTube videos, 480p? If you go down to the 7, 480p. That's why you see a clearer image from the 12-inch or the larger size models, because the resolution is actually better. All right, this guy's all booted up, so we're actually going to build a screen, and this is going to be the secret screen that nobody knows about. This is the one that I'm going to be using when I'm fishing like out deep, and I really want to cross-reference stuff. I'm going to show you some cool components. I'm going to show you how to build a screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to accept, and we're going to get to pages setting on there. No. All right, so we are here. We're going to get to a pages setting here as well. So here's what we want to do. We are going to build the ultimate idling, like structure scan, cross-reference for down scan, broadband type screen. And it's going to be a little technical, so kind of like follow me here. But this is one of the biggest reasons that I got these double graphs. And this is why the pros are running these double graphs. Because it gives you the opportunity to see so much more, so much clearer. And it can make a huge difference when you're fishing offshore. So let's start with this one because I haven't formatted it yet. And we're just going to use a template right here that's already there because I'm never literally going to use this template. So I'm going to hold my finger on it right there. And it gives you the option for that wrench. That wrench simply means I can modify the screen. So basically I want to get rid of that thing. So we have side scan. I want that on here. So we're good to go there. The other thing that I want on here is my map. So I'm going to drop that on and I'm going to change the organization of it. So it's just like that. So this one's pretty much done. I'm going to save it. However, we need to make a couple changes to this in order to make it work. So let's go ahead and let's take a look. So right here, we have our side scan. Here's where it gets a little interesting. What I'm going to do with my side scan is I'm going to go to menu, more options, and I'm going to go left only. Okay. What does that mean? Basically, that is going to only scan out the left side of the boat. Now, I got to make a couple more changes here real quick. We're going to have it on 455. Now, we got it on left only. I am a fan of the blue color palette, or blue, green, whatever you want to call it. It is palette number 9. That's the one I like, especially on side scan. But I'm going to show you a little trick. The trick's coming up, so stick with me here. Trust me, it's definitely worth it. All right, so this guy's set up. We have our map. We have our side scan. Let's move on to this guy. Once again, this template I'm never going to use. I'm going to hold my finger on it. I'm going to hit that wrench. All right, I want to get rid of that. Now, we have our side scan. Now, here's what else I want to put on here. I want to put a down scan, and I want to put a sonar, and I want to put another down scan. But, let's see here. There we go. And then we need to swap them around because I want my side scan right there. Here's where things are going to get a little bit interesting, guys. So, I'm going to move this right to there. Now, basically what we have, down scan, 200 kilohertz, 2D sonar, down scan, side scan. I'm going to save that, but we need to make some changes yet. So you can see we have it all set up here, and I am going to adjust these bars, but I'm not going to do it in the video right now. I just want to set these things up, and I want to show you what I'm looking at. So the first thing we're going to do, we have left over here. I want to go ahead, and I want to click on this. I want to click on menu, and I want to go to more options, and I want to make this right only. You kind of see what we're getting at a little bit here. Basically, we have a massive side scan on each side, and it's almost as if we like zoomed it in. This is entirely the left, this is entirely the right. And I'm going to idle a little bit and kind of show you how big it is, but for now we're just going to set up the screen, so stay with me. So you can see up here we have our down scan. So this is 455 kilohertz, 455 kilohertz, and then that's like a 2D broadband. So what I want to do is, this is the color palette I like. This guy's good to go. This guy's good to go. Here's what I want to do. So I'm picking my last down scan, and I'm going to go to that guy. Okay, so that's like a red, yellow down scan. This is kind of the secret. Why did I do that? Well, now since I can have so many freaking screens on here, the different color palettes give you a different read on what you're looking at, even on down scan, especially on 2D sonar, but even on down scan. What happens with this one is you get a little more contrast and a little more separation between fish and bait. There's that bright yellow, and you tend to be able to see like a bait cloud a little bit better. You tend to be able to see like fish. If there's a pot of bait, you can see a fish in the bait better. I like this guy for general purpose use, this blue, I think it's number 9 or 10. This guy, however, like if you're around bridges, if you're around like stumps and stuff that are deep, this is going to show you separation between those objects even stronger than this guy, and you're going to see fish and stuff that's kind of dangled off of it. So that's really the biggest reason that I went with these doubles, because I can get this gigantic map. I can have my multiple kind of references with my down scan and my sonar just looking down, and then this guy. This is so huge because seeing fish on side scan, even for someone who's really seasoned, I'm not going to like go and say like I'm an expert, but I'm like pretty decent at it. But when you have it on one screen and you're looking 100 feet out in this small kind of section, it's very hard to see like fish, especially if they're smaller bass that are schooled up. With this, you're literally almost on like a zoom all the time. Best part about this is, since the units are networked, I can drop a waypoint on either one. Oh, what the hell is that? That was interesting. I can drop a waypoint on either one of these units on the map, on the side scan, on the down scan, and it's going to show up on all of the units, whether it's my front unit, back units, whatever. They're all networked together. You guys ready to take a look? We're actually spinning and we're already seeing like some of this stuff. So check this out. Look how gigantic this is. We actually just rode over a tree. So you get the tree on here, you get the tree in there. Do you see how you kind of get a little bit different separation right there? Some of these like branches and that show up a little bit better on here. But let me go ahead and start her up. We're gonna just idle down the middle of this creek and take a look at the screens. Whoa! Guys, we already found some fish. That's a school of freaking crappies right there, I think. We might actually try to go back and catch some of them. That's freaking cool. All right, guys, I hope you can hear me over the motor, and we're gonna get a little bit of glare from the sun, but you can see how gigantic my side scan is. Do you see that? You can even see some, you see how these are different? You get that little different look between that red palette and that blue. Gives you definitely a different look, but you just get this gigantic sort of, I get a big map, I get multiple frames of reference. Look at, it's like a little stump or something on the bottom. Dude, there's freaking bait and speck everywhere in here. That's freaking crazy. Look at those jokers. Oh, there they are. That's so neat. Okay, so already I'm like overwhelmed. You get an idea of what we're going for. Bigger isn't always better. In this situation, bigger is better, especially when it comes to offshore fishing. If you're fishing 3 feet of water, you don't need this. If you're fishing 15 to 20 and there can be mega schools out there, you better have something like this, or at least work towards it, even with some smaller units. Try to build something up, because this is literally like zooming in. Is that not badass? And this is that new transducer, the new 3-in-1 transducer that's all enhanced, so you get a better image. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial of what the pros don't want you to know about these graphs. Those are all the screens that I think you need, and those are literally like a couple of those screens are the ones the pros don't want you to know about. So the reason probably is they work in so many situations. You know, these graphs are very technical, but the technical part is reading them. You know, it's not so much using them, but having them set up so that they work best for you on the water is the most important thing. With those templated screens, you know, we have them right in here. They're quick launch. I can be like, hey, all right, I'm about to get out of here. Let me turn on, you know, my standard broadband, and I'm going to get up and get on pad and not hit any logs as I go out. It gives you just the ability to click, play, go. It's just like your phone, man. You can be quick, efficient, get what you need to get done. But try those screens the next time you're out on the water. If you guys enjoyed this video, this little like Lowarance freaking graph kind of insight short, definitely throw me a like and hit that subscribe button. If you guys got any tips or any kind of clues, tricks, or screens that you use that are a little more specific, I'm always down to hear stuff. Drop them in the comments box below. I love learning about this stuff, but try those screens. If you got Lowrance, even like Hummingbird, I'm sure you can do kind of the same thing. Any of your graphs, just make some templated screens so that you're more efficient on the water and you're taking advantage of all the technology you have at your fingertips. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll catch you next time out on the water. Peace.